Do you see the Iranian lobby controlling this country? I mean, are you a joke? What is that? Was that a ha-ha? There's Iranian lobby and a Turkish lobby. Did the Turks convince us to attack Greece? Is that costing us $1 to $2 billion a day? Did that cost us 13 American lives? Did we attack Armenia on behalf of the Turks, or Russia, or somewhere else on behalf of the Turks?
Not all Democrats breaking with AIPAC or the Democrats bought by Israel. Listen.
Is, of course, leading the charge here, and there's a lot of focus on Chuck Schumer right now. The Wall Street Journal reporting that there's growing frustration with Chuck Schumer, which spurs talk of replacing him. Senator, do you want to replace Leader Chuck Schumer?
Well, I think we are united right now as a caucus. There's always a lot of focus on Senator Schumer and Leader Jeffries. Those are very hard jobs, especially at a historic moment like this.
That's not a yes.
Well, no, we are united as a caucus right now. Let me just be clear about that. We are united in ending this war. We are united in reining in the lawlessness of ICE, and we're going to be united in winning the election this November.
Now, Murphy, who's taken 1.2 million from the Israeli lobby, didn't mention AIPAC, but it's clear to see he's not following Pritzker's lead. Seen as both Schumer and Jeffries have taken massive amounts from the Israeli lobby, fellow AIPAC money roller Cory Booker even defended the group. According to The Hill's Caroline Vackel, asked by Lisa Kaczynski about the shift of opinions on AIPAC among Democrats, whether he personally would reject money from the group, Cory Booker says, quote, first and foremost, there is a singling out of AIPAC that is troubling to me. Says there are Iranian Americans, Turkish Americans who bundle money, adding, there are a lot of ethnic groups that bundle money, and often for things that I don't agree with, but somehow AIPAC seems to be drawing a lot of attention, and that's problematic to me, he says. Goes on to say he doesn't think anybody should be accepting PAC money from anyone. Let's just lump it all in one big bucket. As a reminder, and it's an important one, and that's just AIPAC, that's all pro-Israel lobby groups and their donors. So, I mean, you can see the numbers for yourself. Look, he's out of touch massively. And sure, he's gotten a lot, I mean, that's a lot of money here. But to be so far removed, like once AIPAC captures these politicians, particularly in this climate jank, there's nowhere else to go. Your hope, as you eloquently laid out, of winning something that young people, others are gonna get out to vote for, believe in, not go out against you. You're done, you're toast. You have all that money, but nowhere really to go. If your goal is seeking a presidential run, and perhaps even staying in office at some point, what say you?
Yeah, so first, Chris Murphy, look, he's inching away from Chuck Schumer. He's saying, oh no, we're united behind the Israel-loving Chuck Schumer and the Israel-loving Hakeem Jeffries. But he didn't quite say that he would back Chuck Schumer after the elections. In Washington, that's considered like, whoa, Chris Murphy, only bowing to Israel 98 to 99%, right? So, okay, but again, I'm not angry there. He's headed in the right direction. I'll take it overall, right? So for Cory Booker, though, do you guys catch what he did there? He just accused all of you of being anti-Semites. Why singling out AIPAC? Okay, what that means is, I guess you're just doing it because they're Jewish, huh? See, all the Democratic voters, they hate Jewish people for no reason. Disgusting Democratic voters. I support Israel. Okay, thanks for letting us know, Cory Booker. So you don't support us, you support a different country. And in fact, you kind of hate us. You just called all of us anti-Semites. Why are we singling out AIPAC? Well, good question. I'm glad you asked, Senator Booker. Do you see the Iranian lobby controlling this country? I mean, are you a joke? What is that? Was that a ha-ha? There's Iranian lobby and a Turkish lobby. Did the Turks convince us to attack Greece? Is that costing us $1 to $2 billion a day? Did that cost us 13 American lives? Did we attack Armenia on behalf of the Turks, or Russia, or somewhere else on behalf of the Turks? Did we allow the Turks to do a genocide? No, they did it on their own earlier, but we didn't support it. The only country that does a genocide and we give them 21 billion from your beloved Joe Biden while they're in the middle of a genocide is Israel. The only country that's gotten $330 billion from us is Israel. The only country that's gotten us to fight all of its wars for us in the so-called global war on terror that costs us $8 trillion is Israel. Did the Turkish lobby, whatever they have, give as much as the Israeli lobby, which was $100 million in just the last election cycle? The #1 donation to members of Congress of any lobby? No, of course not. And do we say when Turkey's caught doing something wrong, as an example, they tried to apparently bribe Eric Adams, the mayor of New York. Did people go, oh, well, Joe, you're anti-Turkish. How could you possibly say that about beloved Turkey? No, everybody was like, hey, what the F, right? You should punish Eric Adams and you should punish anyone from the Turkish government trying to bribe our officials. See, that's because we're unbiased. But when it comes to AIPAC and Israel that's giving you $6 million in bribes, all of a sudden you're like, oh, beloved AIPAC, why are you signaling them out? They're the victims. Look, I told you, Cory Booker is a fraud. I've told you that for 20 years. But it's not about Cory Booker at all. All of these people are actors. The biggest frauds of all are the traditional media pretending that they're not actors. You think Gillibrand isn't an actor? You think the other senators, Chris Coons, Carper, whatever, Klobuchar, you think they're not actors? They're all actors. You know when you're building something from the ground up, the to-do list never ends. When I started TYT, it wasn't just what if no one watches, it was also how am I supposed to handle the business side while also creating a show? That's really hard. In those moments, you realize you can't do it alone. You need a real partner. For us, that partner for our Shop TYT store is Shopify. And honestly, I wish I had something like that from day one. They've been a terrific partner for us. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the US. That's amazing. And it's built to tackle every single one of those worries that keep you up at night. What if you run out of ideas for your product pages? They've packed the platform with helpful AI tools. You can generate product descriptions, write page headlines, or even enhance your photography with just a few clicks. And my picture needs to be enhanced. It's like having a creative director in your pocket. And of course, what if people get to checkout and change their minds because they have to enter all that information? That's the worst, but Shopify has that iconic purple shop pay button. It's faster, it's trusted, and it's why they have the best converting checkout on the planet. Fewer abandoned carts means more sales actually going through to you. It's time to turn those what ifs into with Shopify today. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/TYT. Go to shopify.com/TYT. That's shopify.com/TYT. They don't believe a single thing. They believe what they are bribed to believe. The idea that AIPAC and Israel are the victims right now is the most preposterous thing you could possibly say. But in Washington, they're like, oh yeah, the people giving us millions and millions of dollars. They're the victims. The people that we then funnel trillions of dollars to. Not, of course, not Cory Booker's money. Cory Booker's stealing from you. So is 94% of Congress that gets bribed, legally bribed by the Israeli lobby. That's the actual number from a Guardian story. They all steal from Americans to give to their beloved Israel because they got bribed to steal from you and to betray you. Those are stone cold facts. They could try to pretty it up like Dick Cheney did with torture. Oh no, that's just enhanced interrogation. Oh, the $6 million I stuffed it into my pockets so that I could get more power and more fame and more wealth. Oh no, that's not a bribe. That's a campaign contribution. Oh, us giving trillions to Israel. No, that's to help us Americans. What a bunch of pathetic liars. And by the way, Cory Booker absolutely celebrated in Washington. This will get me banned from everything in Washington. How dare you? The beloved Cory Booker, he's such a good Democrat. Do you know he did that filibuster for 25 hours? Hey, what was the filibuster about? Nothing. What do you mean nothing? There was no bill that was being debated. He just did that for peacocking. He's like, look at me, I'm such a good Democrat. I stand for 25 hours and talk about nothing for the cause of nothing. I'm a good Democrat. Well, these days, that's all they have, these establishment Democrats. And you elect somebody like Cory Booker, they will rob you to the end of time, along with their pal, Lindsey Graham from the Republican side, and almost all the Republicans other than Massey, Graham Paul's on the fence, whatever, right? But 94% of Congress doesn't work for you. They work for Israel. They all get bribed by them. And anyone telling you otherwise is a giant liar and propagandist and works for Israel to try to trick you out of your money. And these days in this war, out of your life. So put that in your pipe, Senator Booker, and go cry to your best friend. He said, the guy who runs AIPAC in a different thing is like my best friend. And they keep texting each other. Oh, how many Palestinians did you help murder today? Oh, I sent so much money to help murder Palestinians. Oh, you organized everyone to help murder Palestinians? Oh, what a good Democrat you are, Cory Booker. Okay, that's how I feel about you. And that's how everyone watching, every Democrat should feel about Senator Cory Booker, who has betrayed you to no end. And the minute you put him back into office, he will only work for Israel and his other donors and never for you. That's what I think about the current state of the Democratic Party. We'll be right back.
Tucker Carlson, a terrible friend.
All right, so let's go to Super Chat. The Umakaram, who gave 20 memberships before, thank you, said, Cenk, how can you reach independents, even right-wingers, with what you discuss here? TYT is great, but we all or mostly all agree with you. Piers Morgan panel, not enough. Having a big debate with Ben Shapiro, shutting his mouth up, maybe. Look, brother, I've had debates with all of them, including Ben Shapiro, Ann Coulter, Dinesh D'Souza, you name it, I've debated them, okay? Are we going on more shows? Yes. Next month, where I'm going to go on one of the largest shows in America. Did I go on Tucker Carlson? Yes, I did. Will I go on all the other shows? Yes, I will. I will fight and fight and fight until we get to justice and we free America from the Israelis. But thank you for caring. Thank you for wanting to know more about it. And yes, I'm going on independent shows and right-wing shows to try to reach more of those voters and get them on our side. I think it has been a spectacular success, if I'm being honest. But some people say, no, don't go on right-wing shows or independent shows and try to convince them to be against the war. No, hate them, drive away our allies. The Palestinians don't need help. The Middle East doesn't need help. Drive away right-wing allies. Oh, otherwise you're not a good progressive. Yeah, I see those people, and those people have betrayed America, they've betrayed Muslims, they've betrayed the Middle East, all for their personal brand. Okay, I know you're so clean. No, I'm gonna go on every right-wing show and every independent show that'll have me and make the case against this war, against Israel's control of America, and against Israel's slaughter of Muslims to no end. That's a vulnerable community you should care about, but I know your brand has to be sparkling clean. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.